Hi everyone, Father Lamb here, and today is Wednesday, November 16th. You know, a bunch of you have been praying for my brother-in-law and you've been asking about him, and I just thought I'd give you a little update. And I'm so grateful for your prayers, and he is, and so is my sister Marcy. So thank you so much. So my brother-in-law had his eye removed a couple weeks ago, just over a week ago, Monday a week ago. And the cancer, the melanoma was encapsulated, so that's a good thing. But they still are waiting for biopsy results, and so please keep praying for that. So whether he's facing any other cancer there or any chemo, who knows. So thank you very much for your prayers. They do make a difference. Maybe we didn't get the miracle we wanted of his eye getting all better, but there have been a lot of miracles along the way. For example, my brother-in-law was saying when he went into the waiting room, he just felt totally at peace. He knew it was the prayers of so many people that were praying for him from all over the place, different states, different people, different countries. People were praying, and that's the power of prayer, giving us the grace we need to make it through the things we have to go through. Things may not go our way, but being people of faith means trusting God enough to know that God's going to bring good out of everything, and He does. And so thank you for those prayers. And just one little anecdote with that. For example, one of my brother-in-law's sons, my nephew, has a friend who's, I'll just say he's a bit of a character. Those of you old enough to remember Leave It to Beaver, remember Eddie Haskell? Eddie was always like on the edge, like not getting in too much trouble, but out there a little bit. So this kid, I'll call him, heard about my brother-in-law Jim's condition with the eye and everything, and it's kind of amazing. He said something like, "I don't pray." He's not really into God or religion or anything, and I don't pray. But he said, "I'm going to pray for Mr. Jim." He calls him Mr. Jim. "I'm going to pray for Mr. Jim." Out of his love for my brother-in-law, he's going to pray for him. And my brother-in-law said, that's another miracle, God's grace working into different lives of people. How often in life we want to change people? How often in life people don't do things the way we think they should, or maybe they're doing things very destructive, and we think, if I can just say the right words, if I could just, you just want to shake the person, if I could just say the right words or say it a different way, maybe it'll get through to them. But a lot of times it doesn't. And I think parents especially feel this when their children might go through like teenage years or young adult years and making destructive decisions. And I always remember a line from St. Therese, a Little Flower. And I'm paraphrasing this, but at one point she said that she's learned that she influences more people through prayer and sacrifice than through her words. And that's a powerful thing to think about. And I know it's helped me in my life. The times you want to get through to somebody and your intentions are all good, maybe it's not your words that are going to do it. Maybe it's the prayer and the sacrifice that you offer up for them. I've seen this so often in my own life, it's like I almost laugh about it now, but every time it seems that something really good's going to happen, we have a retreat coming up, for example, something like that, it always thinks that the evil one gets threatened and things go wrong. I remember this especially when I was in high school work, like 25 years ago, doing the Kairos retreats. And as you got closer and closer to the retreat, all sorts of things would go wrong. And in the beginning, I would get so upset. But then I began to realize those things were going wrong because something good was really going to happen. And the important thing wasn't to totally freak out. It was to continue the course and keep praying. And I used to ask a lot of people to pray for adult retreats and the kids' retreats too. But I remember my mother, I'd always have her praying. She was a great prayer. And it seemed that every time we had a Kairos retreat, my mom would pray, she was getting sick. And I remember one time she literally ended up in the hospital. And I remember coming back from the Kairos retreat. We had a wonderful retreat, even with all the turmoil that happens around it. And my mother said, "Patrick, I'm not praying anymore for your retreats." And I had to laugh, I said, "Why, Mom?" She says, "Because every time I pray, I seem to get sick." It always seems that somebody sort of is the victim soul or needs to pay the price for grace that happens. We all like cheap grace, say a couple prayers, everything goes great. But what about offering up that deeper stuff of life, This weekend we have the men's conference. I believe a lot of men are going to be deeply touched by this. Deacon Mike's been working really hard on this because there's just so much turmoil going on right now all around us. And I was just saying to Deacon Mike a little while ago, you know what? The devil's threatened. Something good's going to happen. We have to keep praying and keep the course. I say that to all of you who are listening because maybe there's a lot of things going wrong in your life right now. Don't quit before the miracle happens. God has graces ahead of you that's going to happen. A lot of times we quit or get discouraged and we just want to run away, and then the devil wins. Hold the course. You could ask God for a sign that your prayers are worth something. Maybe he'll have some sign come back that someone's heart has been touched by something. But whatever you're going through these days, find some intention to offer up your pain for that. And it could be anything, for world peace, what's going on in the Ukraine, what's going on in maybe the lives of your own family. All the stuff that we have, that's the pain of our lives, can be the stuff of grace that can help other people. And I think what it really does, what I've learned in my own spiritual life, is it gets us out of our self-centeredness. Because when things are going wrong, you're like, oh, why is this happening to me? And why is this happening? And poor me, and life is hard. And life is hard, and things do happen. But why not take that stuff and don't turn it in on yourself like poor me. Lift it up to God and surrender and say, Lord, I offer this up for the person in the world that needs it. I offer this up for whomever, my brother-in-law who's struggling. I offer it up for whoever is in your life that needs those prayers. Give that a try. Don't quit before the miracle happens. Sometimes we need to go through the passion in order to experience the resurrection. Maybe God's asking you and I this day to offer up the pain of our lives for some intention. Don't quit before the miracle happens. God bless you.